My name's Lucy Kalanithi. My husband, Paul, who was a neurosurgeon, was diagnosed in 2013 with terminal lung cancer. And during the time between his diagnosis and when he died in March 2015, he wrote a book named When Breath Becomes Air. And it's about the experience of facing death as both a doctor and a patient. The two of us understood his prognosis, and maybe it was because we were doctors that we sort of had a language to talk about illness and suffering and death. All these really hard decisions come up, and for us the main one was whether to have a baby or not. And I think a lot of people, when they decide to have a child, they're asking themselves, is this meaningful to me? Do I think I can give this child a good life? And I think both Paul and I could say yes to those questions, even knowing that he was dying. Someone the other day said, "Oh, it's so sad that Katie doesn't have a dad." And I was like, she has a dad, it's Paul. He's just not here, but he's part of where she came from. When someone dies, there's also a reshaping of your identity. For me, I'm learning how to be a mom. At the same time, I'm learning how to be a single mom and a widow. I really like this C.S. Lewis quote from A Grief Observed, where he's writing about having lost his wife, and he says, "Bereavement is more than learning to separate from a spouse. It's a phase of the marriage too." I'm not sure if you're older and this happens to you, that it's any less painful, Paul died after we'd been married for 8 years, but if you've been married for 50 years and someone dies, that's heartbreaking, So it's really painful no matter what your age. I knew that I would feel sad when Paul died, but the other emotions that have persisted, particularly feeling as if I really love him and I'm really proud of him, those continue. And it's been really interesting because, it feels good to be in love. And I think walking through that messy middle space and figuring out, if we can't hope for a cure, we can actually hope for a lot of other things, particularly purpose and meaning as we go through our days.